Did you know that there was one Battlestar Galactica character that caused Universal Studios so much grief that they initially demanded that Glenn Larson eliminate the role altogether? Well, we're going to talk about this behind-the-scenes story in just a moment. Hi everyone, welcome to Battlestar Galactica. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to thank each and every one of you who has subscribed to the channel. There are many executives at Universal Studios who believe that Battlestar Galactica is a dead property, and this channel proves to them otherwise. During the very early days of the concept's inception, show creator Glenn Larson never envisioned that Battlestar Galactica would become a weekly TV series. It was always intended to be a miniseries piggybacking off the success of Star Wars. Now, back in the 1970s, miniseries were all the rage. They usually skew towards a more mature audience featuring adult themes, and that is how Glenn Larson approached Battlestar Galactica. While clearly inspired by Star Wars, Galactica was written with a more mature audience in mind. Even watching the original 3-hour miniseries today, you could see what Glenn Larson had originally intended for Battlestar Galactica. It definitely was not meant for children. Now, there is one character held over from when Battlestar Galactica was only intended as a one-and-done miniseries, that of Cassiopeia. Played by the beautiful Lorette Spang, Cassiopeia was a prostitute who falls in love with Lieutenant Starbuck and becomes an integral part of the original 3-hour pilot. Scoring very high with test audience favorability surveys, Glenn Larson and Universal Studios knew they had a popular character with Cassiopeia, but they also knew they would have a problem if Battlestar Galactica became a weekly TV series, and that proved true. ABC TV, impressed with Battlestar Galactica, agreed to pick up the concept as a weekly TV series, but they had a list of demands. The network wanted the show to be less intense, more kid-friendly, and by the way, we want the prostitute dumped. Universal Studios, thrilled that Galactica was becoming a weekly TV series, simply told Glenn Larson to eliminate the character, but the creator had other ideas. Glenn Larson, not wanting to lose a very popular character and loving the chemistry between actress Lorette Spang and actor Dirk Benedict, had a solution. He would turn the space prostitute into the head nurse of the Battlestar Galactica, and this was all done with no real explanation to the audience. Gone were the skimpy outfits that left very little to the imagination, and in was the very conservative medtech uniform. The character was saved, and Glenn Larson was right, as Cassiopeia went on to become one of the most popular characters in the entire Battlestar Galactica universe. And the rest is history. I hope you enjoyed this episode, everyone. Please share it with your fellow Galactica fan. I'll see you in the next episode. Have a great Galactica day.